Sorry for the delay. I just need 1 minute. Sorry for the delay. Uh, 1 minute. Sorry for the delay.
Gurnur, are we ready to go?
Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we are good to go.
Could you just repeat that?
We are good to go.
Perfect. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the Special General Assembly plenary. Today's agenda, we are happy to declare that we're starting on time today. And the agenda for today would include BCPs in the first 1 to 1.5 hour. We have 8 more BCPs to discuss. Yesterday, we concluded our BCPs till bylaws change proposal 18. We'll be starting off from bylaws change proposal 19 today. And we have in total 27 bylaws change proposals. So once those are done, we'll be taking up the second agenda point for today, would be procedural motion. That is going to be the agenda. Before we start with our plenary for today and the roll call, I would just like to ask if anybody has any questions regarding the plenary procedures, or if there is anything you would like us to repeat or present again. More than happy to clarify any doubts before we start with the plenary. And in case you have any questions regarding any plenary procedures during the plenary, you can raise a point of information. You can either type it in the chat box or just raise your hand and say point of information, and the plenary team will identify and take the respective question or query at that time. Please make sure that you've logged in into your Nemo vote, which the credentials for the same were sent across yesterday. And if you're not able to log in, please let us know so we can fix that for you. Apart from that, we'll give it 30 seconds if anybody wants to ask any question regarding the procedure. And we hope that we're audible to our members on the live stream as well. All right. Alesh, could you confirm if Prasthiti has joined, because we'll have to do the roll call again. Okay, I think
she's joined. She's on the call and she raised her hand as
well. Yes, Prasthiti.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just had one query. I tried searching on my all the email IDs. I guess I don't have the Nemo vote credentials mail.
You haven't received any email?
I'm checking simultaneously, but I cannot find as of now in all the email IDs.
Okay, we'll just cross-check on our end again. Meanwhile, could you also check in the spam if the email?
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Only Prasthiti and Anaga weren't there for the meeting yesterday.
But the emails were sent to all the BTO members.
Okay.
So I don't I'm not sure if I'll just check why they haven't received it. Give me a moment. Prastuti, could you confirm if you've received it?
No, I cannot find it in any of the spam folder of my two email IDs. Any of them.
We have sent it across on prastutivarma123@gmail.com.
Uh,
Is that the correct email ID?
Actually, that one has got full storage. Got its storage full 15 GB out of 15 GB. I guess that's why. Uh,
Could you
it,
send the email ID, the other email ID, either to us on PC or on the chat box so that we can send it across ASAP?
sure.
Prastuti, we have sent it. Could you just check in the email once?
Yes, I am checking. Mm, mm, I am trying to refresh the inbox, but uh, mhm, uh, I refreshed like 5 times, but mhm, I cannot find it. Cannot find the mail.
Is there any other email ID which we can, I mean, is there any issue with this email ID? Because we have sent across credential emails to everyone. So I don't think there is an issue with the Nemo vote because I think even Anaga has received.
Mhm.
I'll
Can,
try sending it again, but
can you send it on WhatsApp if possible?
it can't be sent on WhatsApp. It'll have to be sent across on email.
Mhm.
We'll try sending it again.
Mhm. Oh, I just received it.
Perfect.
Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No problem. Thank you so much for confirming. Any other queries, any issues anybody is facing? I see none. All right. With that, we give me just 1 minute. I'll share my screen. Perfect. I'll start across with the roll call for the plenary team, followed by the EBTO roll call. For the plenary team, Dr. Molly Mehta present, Kritika Malik, co-chairperson,
Present.
Madhushruti Mukherjee, minute taker,
Present.
Sonali Vishwakarma, minute taker.
Present.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll hand it over to Kritika for the EPTO roll call.
Thank you, Molly. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Starting with the roll call, Dr. Prabhat, President.
Present.
Dr. Neil, VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gurnoor, VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi, VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita, VPA.
Present.
Dr. Alesh, VPX.
Present.
Pankuri Sharma, NPO.
Present.
Prateek Sarangi, NPO.
Present.
Nidhi Mukhi, North.
Present.
Navya Shukla, North.
Present.
Shikhar Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika Nomi.
Present.
Shivani Nora.
Present.
Anaga Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria Neo.
Present.
Adarsh Neo. Okay, present. Prastuti Verma Nori.
Present.
Meha Yadav Nori.
Present.
Kritika Gogoi, RD East.
Present.
Hamza, RD North.
Present.
Adarsh, RD South.
Present.
Harsh, RD West.
Present.
Dr. Uma, DPRC.
Present.
I'm happy to announce we have all 24 EBTO members present, so we have the quorum. Handing over to you, Molly.
I have a point of order. My name has been skipped, Soham Agarwal, BPF. It's not been taken.
I'm so sorry. My bad. Do I repeat the roll call, Molly, now?
It would be better if the roll call is repeated.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'll repeat it
No,
again. Dr. Prabhat, President.
Present.
Dr. Neil, VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gunu, VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi, VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita, VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal, VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alesh, VPX.
Present.
Pankuri Sharma, NPO.
Present.
Prateek Sarangi, NPO.
Present.
Nidhi, North.
Present.
Navya Shukla, North.
Present.
Shikhar Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika Nomi.
Present.
Shivani Nora.
Present.
Anaga Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria Neo.
Present.
Present. Adarsh Neo. Present. Prastuti Verma Nori.
Present.
Neha Yadav Nori.
Present.
Kritika Gogoi, RD East.
Present.
Hamza, RD North. Adarsh, RD South.
Present.
Harsh, RD West.
Present.
Dr. Uma, DPRC.
Present.
The roll call is over and we have all 24 out of 24 EBTO members. So we have the quorum. Molly, handing over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ritika. With that, we'll be beginning with today's BCPs. Starting across with MSI Bylaws Change Proposal 19, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. Original paragraph of the bylaws states 11.6.7. The following members will have voting rights: Executive Board and team of officials. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws goes as follows. 11.6.7, the following members will have voting rights: Executive Board, team of officials, and local committee representatives. The explanation is to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force report adopted at NGA 2022 and ensure local representation. Would the proposal like to explain?
Yes. According to the task force report adopted, the LCRs would have voting rights to elect the upcoming EBTO. Hence, this change has been made.
All right. Thank you so much, Gurnoor. Do we have any seconder? Shikhar Dabaz Nomi. Do we have any amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Moving on to MSAI Bylaws Change Proposal 20, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. Original paragraph of the bylaws, it is an addition to section 11. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws. Voting for LCRs. 11.12.1, local committee representatives are elected on the first day of the plenary at the National General Assembly. 11.12.2, election commission shall conduct online elections during January to March to elect the local committee representatives. 11.12.3, eligibility for LCR candidates. 11.12.3.1, a member of MSAI. 11.12.3.2 should belong to an MSI active college. 11.12.3.3, 1 year experience as an MSI official. In brackets, TCL needs to be produced as proof. 11.12.3.4 should not be currently holding a post in the EBTO support teams or units. 11.12.3.5 should have organized at least 2 activities in any standing committees/units or organized 1 induction. 11.12.3.6 should be the college representative for the ongoing term. 11.12.3.7 should not be a candidate for the upcoming EBTO. 11.12.4, the candidate shall apply by sending in their candidature to the Election Commission. 11.12.5, individual candidates shall be elected through a simple majority. 11.12.6, if a position has received more than 1 applicant, the candidates will be elected through a relative majority. The explanation is to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force report adopted at NGA 2022 and ensure free and fair voting of LCRs is taking place without interference from the constitutional division. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes. So as per the task force, we'll have votings for the LCR, and it is important that we have certain eligibility criteria defined for them. Therefore, we are proposing these changes into the bylaws, and to ensure that we have good candidates and there is a minimum eligibility criteria, and then not a new member comes into such an important post of responsibility in the organization. The criteria have been set. These criteria can be changed by the election commission. They can be added on later on as they seem feasible.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Kritika Gogoi, RD East. Do we have any amendments?
Yes, I have an amendment to propose.
All right, could you kindly confirm who's speaking?
This is Shikhar Abbas, Nomi.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shikhar. Could you please dictate what the amendment is and what point shall we include it?
Yes, so I want to amend the 11.12.3.7 statement, which
Okay.
says should not be a candidate for the upcoming EBTO. I would like to get it changed to should not be a candidate in the EBTO elections they have voting rights for.
Could you kindly type it in the chat box and send it to us?
Sure.
Thank you. We have received the amendment in the chat box. Shikhar, could you kindly confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you so much for the amendment. Does the proposer accept the amendment? I would like to repeat that we have received an amendment for 11.12.3.7, which says now should not be a candidate in the EBTO elections they have voting rights for. The original motion read as 11.12.3.7 should not be a candidate for the upcoming EBTO. Does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. Does the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. The amendment is successfully incorporated in the proposed changes. Now 11.12.3.7 will read as should not be a candidate in the EBTO elections they have voting rights for. Any further amendments?
Yes, I would like to make an amendment.
Could you kindly confirm who's speaking?
This is Anaga Gaurisetti, Nora.
All right, thank you so much, Anaga. What would the amendment be?
In 11.12.6, I would like to amend it to if a position has received more than one valid application, the candidates will be elected through a relative majority.
All right, thank you so much. Could you also please type it in the chat box for us?
Yes, give me a second.
We have received the amendment in the chat box. Anaga, could you please confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The amended text now reads as 11.12.6. If a position has received more than one valid application, the candidates will be elected through a relative majority. The original text reads as 11.12.6. If a position has received more than one applicant, the candidates will be elected through a relative majority. Does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right. Does the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right. The amendment has been successfully incorporated in the proposed changes. And now the amended text will read as 11.12.6. If a position has received more than one valid application, the candidates will be elected through a relative majority. Any further amendments? I see none. Any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Moving on to bylaws change proposal 21, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. Original paragraph of the bylaws states it is an addition to section 25. The proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws states as 25.1.2.4, communication guidelines for fundamental division. 25.1.2.4.1, email is the official mode of communication and is recommended for all important tasks and decisions. 25.1.2.4.2, unofficial communication, which includes communication over WhatsApp, text messages, and phone calls, is advised for general discussions and cannot be used as proof in case of dispute. 25.1.2.4.3, the fundamental division must inform and update the Election Commission regarding their work in a timely manner. 25.1.2.4.4, the Election Commission will be the point of contact for the college representatives, local committee representatives in case of any conflicts within the members of the fundamental division. The explanation is to smoothen the communication and avoid conflicts between the different bodies of MSAI. The Election Commission is the administrative body over the fundamental division and oversees its functioning. Therefore, the fundamental division is accountable to them. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes, in order to avoid any conflicts with different bodies being added into our internal structure, it is of utmost importance that we define and set certain communication guidelines and protocols in place. Now, since fundamental division will be overseen by the Election Commission, it makes sense that they are giving reports to the Election Commission, and whatever work they are doing, they are held accountable for that. Other than that, as for any other members and officials in the organization, they too would have email as the official mode of communication, and unofficial channels like WhatsApp can be used for discussions, but not for important deadlines and other important administrative work. And also, since Election Commission is overseeing the functioning of the fundamental division, they would be the ones who would be managing the conflicts if they arise in the fundamental division.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Harsh Joshipura, RD West. Do we have any amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Moving on to MSAI bylaws change proposal 22, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws states it is in addition to section 25. The proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws states 25.1.2.5 communication guidelines for election commission. 25.1.2.5.1 email is the official mode of communication and is recommended for all important tasks and decisions. 25.1.5.2 unofficial communication, which includes communication over WhatsApp, text messages, and phone calls, is advised for general discussions and cannot be used as proof in case of dispute. 25.1.2.5.3 the Election Commission must inform and update the Supervisory Council regarding their work in a timely manner. 25.1.5.4 the Election Commission must work towards maintaining the internal harmony of the fundamental division. 25.1.2.5.5 the VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between fundamental division and constitutional division. The explanation is to smoothen the communication and avoid conflicts between the different bodies of MSAI. The Election Commission is the administrative body over the fundamental division and oversees its functioning, as the Supervisory Council oversees the working of the entire organization. EC is accountable to them. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
So, as election commission is another new body in our structure, it is important we define some communication guidelines and protocol for them. As for any other body, election commission too would have to follow with email threads as being the official mode of communication. Unofficial communications can be done on what to be via email itself, and since they would be the supervisory body over the election commission is the subcode, they are required to send them updates so that they are held accountable for whatever work they are doing. And in case of any internal conflicts between the election commission and the fundamental division, we can have VPI as the point of contact, since it is a neutral third party, to help them resolve whatever conflicts are.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Adarsh Srivastav, new in. Do we have any amendments? Shrutika Bhatt, Nomi.
My amendment is to remove.
Shrutika, I'm so sorry, but we can't hear you clearly. Shrutika. Okay, we have received Shrutika's amendment in the chat box, and the amendment is to remove 25.1.2.5.4, 25.1.2.5.4 reads as the Election Commission must work towards maintaining the internal harmony of the fundamental division. Does the proposer accept?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Does the seconder accept? Does the seconder accept the amendment? The seconder is Adarsh Srivastav, Neo in. Could the seconder kindly confirm if they accept the amendment or not?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. With that, the amendment has been successfully incorporated, and 25.1.2.5.4 is removed from 25.1.2.5. We have another hand raised, so I'm assuming there is another amendment. Harsh, do you have an amendment?
Yes, the amendment is an addition to point number 25.1.2.5.5. So the amended text would read as the VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between fundamental division and the constitutional division. In case the VPI and the EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, Supervisory Council's opinion will be sought.
Could you kindly type this in the chat box as well and send it?
Sure.
Thank you so much. We have received amendment by Harsh Joshipura in the chat box. Harsh, could you please confirm if what we have mentioned on the screen is correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you so much. The amended text reads as 25.1.2.5.5. The VPI will be the point of contact for the EC in case of conflicts between the fundamental division and the constitutional division. In case the VPI and EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, the supervisory council's opinion will be sought. Does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. Does the seconder accept?
Yes.
Thank you so much. The amendment has been successfully incorporated, and the amended text text now will read as the VPI will be the My apologies. The amended text will now read as 25.1.2.5.5. The VPI will be the point of contact for the EC in case of conflicts between the fundamental division and the constitutional division. In case the VPI and EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, the Supervisory Council's opinion will be sought. Do we have any further amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. The amended motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Moving on to MSAI Bylaws Change Proposal 23, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, Position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws, it states it is in addition to Section 25. The proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws goes as 25.1.2.6, communication amongst the Fundamental Division, Constitutional Division, and the Election Commission. 25.1.2.6.1, email is the official mode of communication and is recommended for all important tasks and decisions. 25.1.2.6.2, unofficial communication, which includes communication over WhatsApp, text messages, and phone calls, is advised for general discussions and cannot be used as proof in case of dispute. 25.1.2.6.3, the Election Commission will be the point of contact for the college representatives, local committee representatives in case of any conflicts within the members of the Fundamental Division. 25.1.2.6.4, the VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between Fundamental Division and the Constitutional Division. 25.1.2.6.5, the VPCB will be the point of contact for the local committee representatives in case of any MSAI capacity building initiatives. The explanation is to smoothen the communication and avoid conflicts between the different bodies of MSAI, to minimize the interference of the Constitutional Division in the working of Fundamental Division and Election Commission, thereby ensuring that they are able to function as an independent body. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes. So now, as we would have multiple parallel bodies running in the internal structure, it is important we delineate who are the points of contact and how the communication protocol, what communication protocol is to be followed. So to avoid there being a chance of a lot of conflicts and overlap of duties, we've decided upon there being only 2 points of contact between the Fundamental Division, Election Commission, and our Constitutional Division, one of them being the VPI and the another being the VPCB. As most of the tasks done by the local committee representatives and the college representatives would be related to capacity building, it makes the most sense that we have the VPCB as one of the points of contact, so that there is a good coordination amongst the work being done with the constitutional and our fundamental divisions in the same arena. Also, as VPI's one of the major tasks the VPI does is to ensure smooth functioning of the organization and resolve any conflicts. It is important that even in case of conflicts in the Election Commission and the Fundamental Division, the VPI is looped in so that the organization is able to function smoothly as a whole unit.
Thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Hamza Ansari, RD North. Do we have any amendment? We have an amendment by Pankhudi Sharma, NPO. Pankhudi, would you like to go ahead?
I would like to propose an amendment for 25.1.2.6.4. The VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between the Fundamental Division and the Constitutional Division. In case the VPI and EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, Supervisory Council's opinion will be sought.
All right, thank you so much. Could you also please type it in the chat box for us? We have received the amendment by Pankuri in the chat box. All right, Pankuri, could you please confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct? All right, thank you so much. The amended text goes as 25.1.2.6.4. The VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between Fundamental Division and the Constitutional Division. In case the VPI and EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, Supervisory Council's opinion will be sought. Would the proposer like to accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Would the seconder like to accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. The amendment has been successfully incorporated, and now the amended motion would read as 25.1.2.6.4. The VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between Fundamental Division and the Constitutional Division. In case the VPI and Election Commission are not able to resolve the matter, I'm so sorry. It's a technical glitch in my end. I'll read it again. 25.1.2.6.4. The VPI will be the point of contact for the Election Commission in case of conflicts between the Fundamental Division and the Constitutional Division. In case the VPI and EC are not able to resolve the matter and reach a consensus, Supervisory Council's opinion will be sought. Thank you so much for the amendment. Do we have any direct negative? Before that, I'm so sorry. Do we have any further amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. The amended motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Moving on to MSAI Bylaws Change Proposal 24, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws reads, it's an addition to Section 25. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws reads as 25.1.3.6. In case of any internal dispute in between the Election Commission and Fundamental Division, the matter will be brought to the VPI, and if no consensus can be obtained, then the Supervisory Council opinion will be sought. The explanation is as follows. Dispute redressal between different divisions of the MSAI internal structure. VPI is responsible for managing conflicts, also is independent of the two bodies involved. Supervisory Council is the overlooking body of the organization. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes. So managing conflict is an important part to maintain the smooth functioning of the organization. There might be disputes occurring within the two newly formed bodies. As Election Commission and Fundamental Division are two separate bodies, there would be conflicts within them. And VPI, since the VPI would be an external member, not involved with either of the bodies, they can give a fair resolution about the process. And also, it is under the Vice President of Internal Affairs task description to ensure smooth functioning of the organization.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Do we have any seconder? Dr. Ria Rajkumar, Neo, out. Do we have any amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? We have a direct negative by Adarsh Netha, RD South.
Hi, can I go ahead?
Do you have an alternative motion?
Yes. So in 25.1.3.6, I would like to propose an alternate. In case of any internal dispute in between the Election Commission and the Fundamental Division, the matter will be brought to the Supervisory Council.
All right. Thank you so much. Could you please type it out in the chat box for us?
Yes.
We have received the alternative motion from Adarsh in the chat box. Adarsh, could you confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it is correct. And can I give my explanation?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so with the fundamental election and the constitutional divisions being separate and the supervisory council being the overseeing body for all, it makes sense if the interbody conflicts are handled by the supervisory council.
All right, thank you so much. We have an alternative motion now. Do we have any seconder for the alternative motion? We have Harsh Joshipura, RD West. This motion will now go for a vote. Please give us a moment and we'll notify you once the vote is open.
Only a point of information, Prastuti informed in the chat box saying that she might not have the internet for next 20 to 25 minutes. So it would be better if we have a roll call again.
All right, perfect. I agree. We can have a roll call before we open the vote. Would you like to go ahead?
Yes, thank you. Going ahead with the roll call now. Dr. Prabhat Jha.
Present.
Dr. Prabhat Jha, President, sorry.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Neil VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gurnu VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alesh Shah VPX.
Present.
Pankhudi Sharma NPO.
Present.
Pratik Sarangi NPO.
Present. Present. Present.
Nidhimukhi not.
Present.
Navya Shukla not.
Present.
Shikhar Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika Nomi.
Present.
Shivani Nora.
Present.
Anaga Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria Neo. Dr. Ria Neo.
Present.
Am I audible? Okay, present. Thank you. Adarsh Neo. Present. Thank you. Prastuti Verma Nori.
Present.
Meha Yadav Nori.
Present.
Kritika Gogoi RD East.
Present.
Hamza RD North.
Present.
Adarsh RD South.
Present.
Harsh RD West. Present. Thank you. Dr. Uma DPRC.
Present.
Thank you. Molly, we have all 24 EBTO present currently, so we have the quorum.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The vote for the original motion, which is BCP 24, which reads as 25.1.3.6. In case of any internal dispute in between the Election Commission and Fundamental Division, the matter will be brought to the VPI, and if no consensus can be obtained, then the Supervisory Council opinion will be sought. The vote for the original motion, give us 1 minute, is now open. We'll keep the vote open for another 20 seconds. The ones who haven't voted, please cast your vote.
Molly, I'm facing some technical difficulties. Can we keep it open for another half minute?
Yes, yes, definitely. The vote is open for another 30 seconds. All right, so we have received all the 24 votes. We would be closing the vote now. Kritika, is Kritika's internet connection just broke down. She is. Oh, Kritika, you're here. Can you hear us?
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. All right, we have received the votes for the original motion. We have received 17 in favor, 6 against, and 1 abstention. Just give us a moment to screen share and we apologize for the delay. We're facing some technical issues. Please give us a minute to resolve that and get back. All right, we're back. We've received 24 votes in total for the original motion, in which 17 are in favor, 6 against, and 1 abstention. We will be opening the vote for the alternative motion now. Give us a moment. The voting on the alternative motion is open now. Please cast your vote. We are waiting for 2 more votes. The vote is open for 20 more seconds. You've received all the 24 votes. We are closing the vote now. We have received 8 in favor, 15 against, and 1 abstention. I repeat, we have received all 24 votes for the alternative motion, 8 in favor, 15 against, 1 abstention. The alternative motion fails. And the original motion passes by relative majority. Congratulations. We'll be moving on to MSAI bylaws change proposal 25. Before that, Kritika, would you like me to screen share again, or is it all right?
It would be great if you could.
All right, perfect. I can screen share. All right, we'll be moving on to MSAI bylaws change proposal 25, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur. I see somebody's hand raised. Shrutika. All right, we have a request for a speakers list. We'll open a speakers list now. Whoever would like their name on the speakers list, please raise your hand again or mention your name in the chat box. I see one hand raised. Shrutika Bhatnomi. All right, we're closing the speakers list now. We have one speaker on the speakers list. Shrutika, would you like to go ahead? It would be great if it is possible for you to switch on the audio.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, I want to ask the question, what's the changes in the internal structures?
All right. Thank you so much. With that, we believe we might need to open another speakers list. Whoever would like their name on the speakers list, please raise your hand. We open the second speakers list now. We have Neil M. Salyan. Anybody else who would like their name on the speakers list? I see no other hands raised. We open the second speakers list. Neil, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so regarding the change in the internal structure, we have already existing the constitutional division, which consists of the executive board and the team of officials, along with the national officer assist and the regional director assist and the EB assistant and the local officer who comprise the support team. Apart from that, we have two new additions, two new bodies, that is the fundamental division, which encompasses the college representatives and the local committee representatives. Apart from that, we also have the election commission, who will be overviewing and supervising the election, at the same time organizing the election, which consists of 4 to 6 administrators, minimum of 1 from each region. So the upcoming election commission is being voted upon by the previous election commission in the upcoming terms, and the college representative will be voting for the local committee representatives, who further will have the voting rights and will be voting for the upcoming executive board and the team of officials at the upcoming NGA. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, Kritika.
Can we request Dr. Neil to please send the text in the chat box as well for the plenary team minute takers?
Absolutely. Neil, is it possible for you to send a brief of what you said in the speakers list in the chat box as well?
Yes, definitely. It'll take some time though, but definitely I'll
Sure.
put it in some.
All right, thank you so much. With that, we close the second speakers list and we move to MSAI bylaws change proposal 25, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws reads as an addition to section 27. At section 27, my apologies, the proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws is section 27, internal structure. 27.1, the internal structure of MSAI comprises of 3 divisions: constitutional division, fundamental division, and election commission. 27.2, the constitutional division. 27.2.1 consists of executive board and team of officials, bracket EBTO, and their team, who officially represent the Medical Students Association of India. 27.2.2, EBTO is the main administrative body which takes all administrative decisions of MSAI. 27.2.3, the upcoming EBTO is voted upon by the existing EBTO and LCRs. 27.3, the fundamental division. 27.3.1 consists of local committee representatives, LCR, and college representatives, CR, who represent the Medical Students Association of India, MSAI, at all local levels. 27.3.2, they take an active part in the formation of the constitutional division. 27.3.3, CRs will be selected by the Election Commission based on a fixed eligibility criteria. An objective criteria is used for selection if there is more than one eligible candidate from one college. 27.3.4, LCRs are voted upon by the CRs of the respective local committee. 27.4, the Election Commission. 27.4.1, a body of administrators who will oversee the administration of the fundamental division. 27.4.2, they conduct elections of local committee representatives of the fundamental division. 27.5, supervisory council, a council comprising a minimum of 3 members who guide and supervise the working of the EBTO and EC. The explanation is to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force report adopted at NGA 2022. The internal structure of MSAI is going through a major change. Adding this section would help everyone understand the different divisions and roles and responsibilities of each division. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes. So this section basically delineates what all divisions we would be having in our internal structure right now, or the organization's framework would look like, so that and adding it as a part of a bylaws makes sure that everyone is on the same page as to what these different divisions are, what their main tasks would be, and who all is working under which particular section of our.
My apologies. We are sharing the screen. Give us a minute. Gurnur, I believe you cut off in the middle. Was that the explanation, or would you like to add something further?
I'd like to add something further as well.
Yes, you can go ahead.
I'm audible right now.
Yes, you're audible.
All right. So having this as a part of our bylaws will help us have a clear definition as to which all officials fall under which all divisions, what basic roles they are going to play, and which particular division is going to be looking after which particular tasks. Having it in brief makes it easy for even a general member to go through it and understand the basic differences. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Just a second. All right, thank you so much for the explanation. Do we have a seconder? Shikhar Dabas Nomi. Do we have any amendments? We have amendments by Nidhi Mukhi Norp and Shrutika Bhatt Nomi. Nidhi, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, so I'd like to suggest an amendment in 27.1, which after the amendment can read as: the internal structure of MSAI comprises of three bodies: the Constitutional Division, Fundamental Division, and Election Commission.
All right, thank you so much. Could you also please type that in the chat box for us?
Yes.
Thank you. Give us a moment. We have received the amendment from Nidhi in the chat box. Nidhi, could you please confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you so much. The amended text reads as 27.1. The internal structure of MSAI comprises of three bodies: Constitutional Division, Fundamental Division, and Election Commission. Does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. Does the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. The amendment is successfully incorporated in the original motion, and now the motion will read as 27.1. The internal structure of MSAI comprises of three bodies: Constitutional Division, Fundamental Division, and Election Commission. Do we have any further amendments? We have a hand raised by Shrutika Bhatt Nomi. Shrutika, would you like to go ahead?
Could you please confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
I would like to propose an amendment to 27.4.2. They conduct elections of local committee representatives of the fundamental division and are also responsible for selecting the college representatives.
All right, thank you so much, Ritika. Could you also please type this in the chat box for us?
Yes, please give me a moment.
Sure. We have received the amendment by Shrutika in the chat box. Shrutika, could you please confirm if what we have typed is correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. The amended text reads as 27.4.2. They conduct elections of local committee representatives of the fundamental division and are also responsible for selecting the college representatives. Does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Does the seconder accept the amendment? Does the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you so much. The amendment is successfully incorporated in the original motion, and now 27.4.2 will read as they conduct elections of local committee representatives of the fundamental division and are also responsible for selecting the college representatives. Any further amendments? I see none. Any direct negative? I see none. The motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. Section 27 is incorporated in the bylaws now. With that, we'll move on to MSAI bylaws change proposal 26. Before that, my apologies. The amended motion passes nemo contra. Bylaws change proposal 25 and section 27 is incorporated in our MSAI bylaws. With that, we move on to MSAI bylaws change proposal 26, proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws reads as an addition. It is an addition to the bylaws as section 28. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws. Section 28, duties of election commission. 28.1, oversee the election of the fundamental division on a timeline decided by the election commission in the first month of the term. Set object 28.2, set objective eligibility and selection criteria, duties and operating guidelines for college representatives. 28.3, set objective eligibility criteria, duties and operating guidelines for local committee representative candidates. 28.4, oversee and ensure fair elections for the local committee representatives through online voting by college representatives. 28.5, formulate a work summary report at the end of the term to be shared with the upcoming election commission. 28.6, elect the upcoming election commission. 28.7, ensure conflict resolution in the fundamental division. The explanation is to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force report adopted at NGA 2022 and delineate the duties of the EC, which functions as the overseeing body over fundamental division and ensures fair election of LCRs. Would the proposer like to further explain?
Yes. So with the addition of a new part in our internal structure, it is important that they are held accountable for whatever posts they are holding. And we have in our bylaws the basic tasks they have to do in order to, that is their responsibility. So in accordance with that, the election commission, as it is a supervisory body of sorts over the fundamental division, they have to, it is their duty that they ensure a fair election is taking place, that the candidates, whoever wants to apply as a candidate, they are eligible, set up those eligibility and selection criteria for the college representatives and the eligibility criteria for the local committee representatives. Also, as per the task force report, the college representatives' duties haven't been defined in great detail. So it would be up to the election commission to judge best what duties they want to what duties they want the college representatives to have and how to go about it. So the whole structure of the fundamental division, their working and everything will be overseen by the election commission, and they would be the ones making the guidelines for the same, so that the interference of the constitutional division in the working of fundamental division is minimal.
All right, thank you so much for the explanation. Do we have any seconder? Pratik, NPO. Do we have any amendments? The seconder is Pratik Sarangi, NPO. Do we have any amendments? I see none. Are the hands raised for amendments?
Yes.
All right. We have an amendment by Shrutika Bhatt Nomi. Shrutika, would you like to go ahead?
I would like to add an amendment, 28.8. The Election Commission must work towards maintaining the internal harmony of the fundamental division.
All right, thank you so much. Could you please type that out in the chat box for us as well?
Yes, sure.
You've received the amendment in the chat box. Shrutika, could you confirm if what we have typed is correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. The amended text reads as add 28.8. The Election Commission must work towards maintaining the internal harmony of the fundamental division. Would the proposer, does the proposer accept the amendment?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Does the seconder accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
Perfect, thank you so much. The amended text is successfully incorporated in the original motion and now reads as 28.8. The Election Commission must work towards maintaining the internal harmony of the fundamental division. Do we have any further amendments? I would like to ask again, do we have any further amendments for this motion? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. The amended motion passes nemo contra. Congratulations. With that, we'll move on to bylaws change proposal 27, which is our last BCP for this SGA. proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws reads as add section 29. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws reads as section 29, duties of fundamental division, 29.1, duties of college representatives, 29.1.1, be the representative of their college bracket and therefore their respective region, 29.1.2, cast vote for local committee representatives, 29.1.3, perform the tasks as described by the Election Commission at the beginning of the term, 29.2, duties of local committee representatives, 29.2.1, conduct at least one online/offline capacity building session during their term for their respective local committees under the supervision of the capacity building team. The content and session designs for the same shall be provided by the capacity building team. 29.2.2, aid capacity building team with collaborations in regional initiatives. 29.2.3, be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA and WMs and sending proposals for the same. 29.2.4, aid in promoting MSAI workshops, webinars, local activities, exchanges, including but not limited to college activation, external and capacity building opportunities in their respective LC. 29.2.5, work with the CB team to set up meaningful partnerships with colleges/universities and other relevant potential partners. 29.2.6, perform the tasks as described by the Election Commission at the beginning of the term. The explanation is to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force's report adopted at NGA 2022 and delineate the duties of fundamental division, which ensures representation of MSAI at all local levels. Would the proposer like to further explain?
Yes. So as the fundamental division is a new part of our internal structure, it is important that with giving them the roles, they have some responsibilities as well, and they can be held accountable for whatever tasks are being assigned to them. Therefore, to ensure the same, we proposed this particular bylaw change, and which clearly defines what the college representatives and the local committee representatives are required to do, what basic tasks they would be helping in. For college representatives, it has to be set up by the Election Commission. They can decide upon what things the organization needs support with and delineate those tasks to the college representatives. While as for the local committee representatives, they would have a more clearer and set defined of work for them, which would basically be helping the capacity building team in capacity building of the organization.
All right, thank you so much for the explanation. Do we have any seconder? Pratik Sarangi, NPO. Do we have any amendments? We have an amendment by Dr. Ria Rajkumar Neo out. Ria, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you, but your voice is seeming a little distant.
Okay. Please let me know if this variation the audio further. So I would like to suggest the amendment for 29.2.3. The amended statement would read as 29.2.3. Be a point of contact for the LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA, and WMs.
All right. Thank you so much. Could you also please send it across in the chat box for us?
Yes.
we have received the amendment in the chat box. Ria, could you please confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The amended text reads as 29.2.3 be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA, NWMs. Would the proposer like to accept?
No.
All right. As the proposer does not accept the amendment, this particular motion will go for a vote. Give us a moment and we'll open the vote for the original motion and the amended motion in a bit. Before we go for a vote, would recommend taking a quick roll call. Kritika, do you think we can take a roll call?
Yes, Molly. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Molly. We'll be starting with the roll call. Dr. Prabhaja, President.
Present.
Dr. Neil, VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gulnoor, VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi, VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita, VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal, VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alesh, VPX.
Present.
Pankhuri Sharma, NPO.
Present.
Pratik Sarangi, NPO.
Present.
Nidhi Mukhi, North.
Present.
Navya Shukla, North.
Present.
Shikhar Dabas, Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika, Nomi.
Present.
Shivani, Nora.
Present.
Anaga, Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria, Neo.
Present.
Adarsh, Neo. Present. Thank you. Prastuti Verma, Nori. I would repeat, Prastuti Verma, Nori. Absent. Neha Yadav, Nori.
Present.
Kritika Gogoi, RD East.
Present.
Hamza, RD North.
Present.
Adarsh, RD South.
Present.
Harsh, RD West.
Present.
Dr. Uma, DPRC.
Present.
Thank you, everyone. Molly, we have 23 out of 24 EBTO members and we have the quorum. Handing it over to you.
All right, thank you so much. The vote for the original motion, which reads as 29.2.3, be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA, NWMs, and sending proposals for the same, is open now. We're waiting for one more vote. All right, we have received all 23 votes and we're closing the vote now. We have received for the original motion 23 votes in total, 9 in favor and 14 against. Zero abstentions. With that, we'll be opening the vote for the amended motion. Give us a second. We're opening the vote for the amended motion 29.2.3, which reads as be a point of contact for the LC delegation for any MSAI SGA event like NGA, NWMs. The vote is open now. We're waiting for one more vote. All right, we've received all the 23 votes. We're closing the vote now. We've received 23 votes in total, 20 votes in favor, 3 against, and 0 abstentions. I repeat, we have received 23 votes in favor. We have received 23 votes in total, 20 in favor, 3 against, and 0 abstentions. The amended motion passes and is successfully incorporated in the original motion. The amended motion passes through relative majority. And the amended motion now will read as 29.2.3 be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA NWMs. Congratulations on wrapping up all the BCPs. This was our final BCP. And with that, we finish our first agenda point, which were bylaws change proposals. Congratulations on passing
It's 0
most of
hours.
them. I apologize for the technical glitch on my end. And with that, before we move on to the second agenda point, we would like to request for a 5 minutes break from the plenary team's end, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Kindly note that it is 12 a.m. right now. We'll start with the second agenda point by 12:05 a.m. Thank you so much for your patience, and see you soon again. Hello everyone, welcome back. The plenary team has an update to share with everyone. As a matter of fact, we weren't done with all the BCPs. We will have to do the we'll have to again do bylaws change proposal 27 again, considering we did not ask for a direct negative. So I'll be screen sharing it, and we'll be doing BCP 27 again. Kritika, is it possible for you to screen share? Or okay, I can screen share.
Should I, Molly, or you doing it?
I can do it for now, no problem. All right. So we have MSAI bylaws change proposal 27 proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. The original paragraph of the bylaws is add section 29. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws is section 29, duties of fundamental division. Just a second. We're so sorry, give us a minute. All right, apologies for that. Coming back to MSAI bylaws change proposal 27 proposed by Dr. Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs. Original paragraph of the bylaws states that it is adding section 29. Proposed changes to the paragraph of the bylaws is section 29, duties of fundamental division. 29.1, duties of college representatives. 29.1.1, be the representative of their college and therefore their respective region. 29.1.2, cast vote for local committee representatives. 29.1.3, perform the tasks as described by the Election Commission at the beginning of the term. 29.2, duties of local committee representatives. 29.2.1, conduct at least one online/offline capacity building session during their term for their respective local committees under the supervision of the capacity building team. The content and session designs for the same shall be provided by the capacity building team. 29.2.2, aid capacity building team with collaborations in regional initiatives. 29.2.3, be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA, NWMs, and sending proposals for the same. 29.2.4, aid in promoting MSAI workshops, webinars, local activities, exchanges, including but not limited to college activation, external and capacity building opportunities in their respective LC. 29.2.5, work with the CB team to set up meaningful partnerships with colleges/universities and other relevant potential partners. 29.2.6, perform the tasks as described by the Election Commission at the beginning of the term. The explanation is as follows: to bring about the necessary changes as recommended by the task force's report adopted at NGA 2022 and delineate the duties of fundamental division, which ensures representation of MSAI at all local levels. Would the proposer like to further explain?
Yes. So with the new division of with the new fundamental division in our internal structure, it is important that we hold the officials of the same responsible for the role they have been given. Therefore, therefore, it is important that we have specific duties for them. The duties of the college representatives will be decided mainly by the election commission at the start of the term. After getting an idea about what areas it is that our organization needs help with from the college representatives, they would have some certain specific pre-designed tasks like casting in their vote and ensuring that the college gets proper representation. For the local committee representatives, we have some more defined roles. They would be helping the capacity building team to ensure there is capacitation occurring at the grassroots levels at the local committees. And
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any seconder? Pratik Sarangi, NPO. Do we have any amendments? We have an amendment by Dr. Ria Rajkumar, new out. Ria, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, I would like to suggest the amendment in 29.2.3. The amended statement would read as 29.2.3. The point of contact for the delegation, for the LC delegation, for any MSAI SGA event, NGA, NWM. I'll send the same web text.
Yes. Please send it in the chat box for us as well. Ria has sent it across in the chat box as well. Ria, could you please confirm if what we have typed on the screen is correct?
Yes, it's correct.
All right, thank you so much. The amended text reads as 29.2.3. Be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CB event like NGA, NWMs. Does the proposer accept?
No.
All right. As the proposer does not accept the amended text, the PCP will go for a vote. Please give us a minute while we open the vote.
Molly, a point of order, we need to have attendance as we came back from.
Yes, yes. Please feel free to go ahead with the roll call.
Thank you, Molly. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. We'll be starting with the roll call. Dr. Prabhat, President.
Present.
Dr. Need, VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gunur, VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi, VPCB. Present, thank you. Dr. Arpita, VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal, VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alesh, VPX.
Present.
Pankudi Sharma, NPO. Present. Thank you, present. Pratik Sarangi, NPO.
Present.
Niti Mukhi, Nor.
Present.
Navya Shukla, Nor.
Present.
Shikhar Dabas, Numi.
Present.
Shrutika, Nomi.
Present.
Shivani, Nora. Shivani, Nora. Okay, absent. Anaga, Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria Neo.
Present.
Dr. Ria present. Thank you. Adarsh Neo.
Present.
Prastuti Nori,
Present.
Neha Nori,
Present.
Kritika RD East,
Present.
Hamza RD North,
Present.
Adarsh RD South,
Present.
Harsh RD West,
Present.
Dr. Uma Swami DPRC.
Present.
Thank you. Molly, we have 23 out of 24 EPTU members and we have the quorum. Handing it over to you.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Could you please confirm who's not present?
Yes. Okay, it's Shivani Nora. Am I right? If minute takers can confirm.
Yes, present. Shivani is present.
My apologies. Can minute takers please confirm who was absent if I'm missing something?
It was actually Shivani who didn't respond during the roll call, but afterwards I think she is responding.
So sorry.
Good. It's fine. Do we go ahead with another roll call or just that Shivani has confirmed so we can have 24?
We ideally go ahead with another roll call.
It's fine. We'll go ahead with another one. Dr. Prabhat, President.
Present.
Dr. Neil VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gurnur VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alish VPX.
Present.
Pankuri Sharma NPO.
Present.
Prateek NPO.
Present.
Nidhimukhi North.
Present.
Navya Shukla North.
Present.
Shikhar Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika Nomi.
Present.
Shivani Nora.
Present.
Anaga Nora.
Present.
Dr. Ria Neo.
Present.
Adarsh Neo.
Present.
Prastuti Verma Nori.
Present.
Neha Yadav Nori.
Present.
Kritika Gogoi RD East.
Present.
Hamza RD North.
Present.
Adarsh RD South.
Present.
Harsh RD West.
Present.
Dr. Uma DPRC.
Present.
Thank you. Molly, we have all 24 EPTO members and we have the quorum. Handing over.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We are opening the vote for the original motion, which reads as 29.2.3. Be a point of contact for the LC delegation for any MSI CB event like NGA, NWMs and sending proposals for the same. The vote is open now. The vote is open now for the original motion. We are yet to receive 2 more votes. We'll keep the voting open for another 20 seconds. We're still waiting for one more vote. All right, we have received all 24 votes and we're closing the vote for the original motion now. We have received 7 votes in favor. We have received 24 votes in total, 7 votes in favor, 17 votes against, and 0 abstentions. All right. With that, we'll open the vote for the amended motion now. The vote for the amended motion is open now. Kindly cast your vote. We're waiting for 4 more votes. We're waiting for 2 more votes. We'll give it 30 more seconds. Kindly cast your vote. We request whoever hasn't voted to please cast your vote, or else we'll have to do the voting again. We're still waiting for 1 more vote. All right, we have received all the 24 votes and we are closing the voting now. We have closed the vote for the amended motion and we have received 24 votes in total, 20 in favor of the amended motion, 4 against and 0 abstentions. I repeat, 24 votes in total, 20 in favor, 4 against and 0 abstentions. With that, the amended motion passes by relative majority. Congratulations, and the amended motion is incorporated and reads as 29.2.3. Be a point of contact for their LC delegation for any MSAI CV event like NGA, NWMs. With that, we finally conclude our BCPs. Congratulations. And with
Point of order. Point of order. Did we consider a direct negative?
my apologies. We still haven't concluded, so we can go back to the BCPs. I'm so sorry. The amended motion, I repeat again, we've received 20 in favor, 4 against and 0 abstentions. Do we have any further amendments? I see none. Do we have any direct negative? I see none. With that, the amended motion passes by relative majority, 20 in favor, 4 against and 0 abstentions. Thank you so much. And we conclude our first agenda point, the bylaws change proposal. With that, we'll move on to our second agenda point for today. That is the procedural motion. Give us a second. Kritika, would you please sharing the screen for the procedural motion? All right, we have received, we will begin with our second agenda point for the SGA, which are the procedural motions, and we have received one procedural motion for this SGA. The procedural motion which we have received is, give us a second, is been proposed by Gurnoor Kaur, position Vice President for Internal Affairs, and the procedural motion is to adopt the MSAI Constitution as a part of the MSAI Constitution and bylaws. Would the proposer like to explain?
Yes, we are forming a separate document called the Constitution for MSAI, which would be used for the administrative tasks.
All right, thank you so much for the explanation. With that, we'll be going.
Can we open a speakers list for this?
Yes, we can. We've just received a request for a speakers list. We'll be opening a speakers list now. Whoever would like their name on the speakers list, kindly raise your hand or mention your name in the chat box. We have Gurnur Kaur. Anyone else? We have Neil M. Salyan. Anyone else? All right, with that, we close the speakers list. We have two speakers, Gurnur followed by Neil. Gurnur, you can take the floor.
Hi, can you confirm if I'm audible?
We lost you a little towards the end, but you were audible before.
All right. So, as our bylaws keep on changing every, like quite frequently, I'd say, we want to adopt constitution which has been derived from our bylaws itself, but we want to adopt as a separate document so that it can be used as an administrative document for to outline the framework of our organization, and so that at no point our bylaws get changed, like with small amounts of changes, they get changed a lot from what it originally should have been like.
All right, thank you so much. I also request whoever is on the speakers list to send a brief in the chat box for convenience for the plenary team to record it in the minutes. Gurnur, it would be great if you could send us the same in the chat box.
Yes, I'll do that. It'll just take me a couple of moments.
Sure, not a problem. Neil, please feel free to go ahead. Neil?
Am I audible now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so adding to what Gurnur said, the constitution is derived from the bylaw, and we want to have like a separate document wherein it will be easy for reference at the same time, considering all the major changes with respect to our internal structures. We would like this to be adopted. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. As requested earlier, kindly send across the same in the chat box for the plenary team's convenience. With that, as procedural motions are voted upon, we would be opening the vote. Please give us a moment. And before that, I would request Kritika to go ahead with a roll call if possible. We see a hand raised. Arpita?
I would like to open a speakers list.
All right, we have just received a request for a second speakers list. We'll be opening a second speakers list now. Whoever would like their name on the speakers list, please raise your hand or mention your name in the chat box. Arpita, could you also please raise your hand? We have Prabhat Jha. Anyone else? Arpita Saxena.
Point of order, point of information, I would like to withdraw from the speakers list.
All right. Anybody else who would like to be added to the speakers list? Also, this would be the last speakers list now. So anybody who would like their name, kindly raise your hands or mention your name in the chat box right now, as we would not be opening any speakers list after this. We have Neil M. Salyan. All right, we're closing the second speakers list now. We have two speakers, Prabhat followed by Neil. We request both the speakers to also send what you say in the chat box for the plenary team's convenience. Prabhat, please feel free to take the floor.
Hi, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So this is a clarification that up until now we had a single document for constitution and bylaws. At this point, we are trying to we will have separate documents for constitution, bylaws, and constitution and bylaws separate. The document for constitution shall be the one which shall be used for the administrative purposes of the organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please send a brief in the chat box as well. Neil, please feel free to take the floor.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, adding to what the other speakers have just mentioned, I'd also like to say that the constitution being a separate part, derived from the bylaw being also one of the permanent document, which will be used for easy reference. And also it can also at the same time be used for any legal proceedings at the same, adding to the bylaws, which keeps amending versus the constitution, which is more permanent. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Kindly send across us a brief in the chat box as well. With that, we conclude our speakers list and we'll be going to a vote. Please
Molly,
give us a
attendance.
moment.
Sorry.
Before that, yes, we can go ahead with the roll call. Kritika, I'll hand it over to you.
We're going ahead with the roll call. Dr. Prabhaja, President.
Present.
Dr. Neil, VPE.
Present.
Dr. Gunu, VPI.
Present.
Diksha Joshi, VPCB.
Present.
Dr. Arpita, VPA.
Present.
Soham Agarwal, VPF.
Present.
Dr. Alesh, VPX.
Present.
Pankuri Sharma, NPO.
Present.
Pratik Sarangi, NPO.
Present.
Nidhi Mukhi, North.
Present.
Navya Shukla, North.
Present.
Shikhar Nomi.
Present.
Shrutika Nomi.
Present.
Shivani Nora.
Present.
Anaga Nora.
Present.
Dr. Rian Neo. Dr. Ria present. Thank you. Adarsh Neo. Present. Thank you. Prastuti Verma Nori.
Present.
Neha Yadav Nori.
Present.
Kritika RD East.
Present.
Hamza RD North.
Present.
Adarsh RD South.
Present.
Harsh RD West.
Present.
Dr. Uma DPRC.
Present.
Thank you. We have all 24 EBTO members with us and we have the quorum. Molly, handing over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Point of information was the seconder mentioned for this procedural motion, or do we need a seconder for this?
No, we don't need a seconder for the procedural motion.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, before we go ahead with the voting, the plenary team would like to correct an error and clarify that we would require a seconder for the procedural motion. Give us a moment to share our screen. All right. We've received one procedural motion proposed by Gunur Kaur, position Vice President Internal Affairs. The procedural motion states as follows: to adopt the MSI Constitution as a part of the MSI Constitution and bylaws. Would the proposer like to further explain?
No.
All right, thank you. Do we have a seconder? Harsh Joshipura, RD West. With that, we'll go to a vote as we took a roll call just now. Would just like to confirm with the plenary team that we have 24 EBTO members and we have a quorum as well. Could you kindly confirm?
Yes, we have all 24 members according to our last roll call a few minutes ago.
All right. Thank you so much. With that, we will open the vote for the procedural motion now. The vote is open. We're waiting for 4 more votes. We're waiting for 1 more vote. We request who has not voted until now to please cast their vote. All right. We've received all 24 votes and we would be closing the vote now. The vote has been closed. We have received all 24 votes and we have received 24 in favor, 0 against and 0 abstentions. I repeat, we have received 24 votes in total, 24 in favor, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. Congratulations, the procedural motion passes with 2/3 majority. With that, we also conclude our second agenda point for the SGA. We had only received one procedural motion and which has been passed. We can adopt the MSAI Constitution as a part of MSAI Constitution and bylaws. With that, we adjourn the plenary for the SGA 2022. Thank you so much to the EBTO. Thank you so much to all the observers. Thank you so much to all the members who are watching us on our live stream to stay with us until this late. We do understand it's quite late now, and we have extended from our expected time to end the plenary. I would also like to thank a big thank you to the plenary team, without whom we wouldn't have been able to conduct the plenary, to my co-chairperson Kritika Malik, to both the minute takers Madhushruti Mukherjee and Sonali Vishwakarma. The plenary team has been amazing in working in an extremely short time crunch with managing everything for the SGA and being available throughout the 2 days of the SGA. So big shout out and thank you so much. We would also like to thank the EBTO for staying with us and cooperating with us. We do understand and apologize for any time delays for yesterday and today. And we thank you for the patience and understanding from your end. With that, we officially adjourn the plenary as the plenary team. And with that, I would like to hand it over to the president for the closing remarks.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, Molly, for conducting this plenary so smoothly. Thank you so much to the EB and the PO. Thank you so much to all the other plenary team members. We were able to take some landmark decisions in the Special General Assembly of 2022, and we shall be implementing them soon in our internal structure voting. And yes, with this, I would like to officially declare the end of Special General Assembly 2022. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much, everyone watching through the live stream. And yes, thank you.
Just confirming that end the live stream.